I want to talk about is how China's been coping with the pandemic, just because I think it would be an interesting thing to make a record of. So I'm going to show you around the infrastructure that China's put in to make the numbers of COVID-19 in China so low. Recently in this province, Guangdong, there's been a few cases of COVID-19 and the government's really tightened down. Everybody in this city had a COVID test, including me. It took around 3 days to test 26 million people. I think that's how many people live in Shenzhen. Just behind me is like a makeshift gate that somebody's put up. And this is like government regulation. Basically, all neighborhoods have been cordoned off from each other to kind of make the accessibility of each neighborhood more difficult to try and stop communities spreading around. It's kind of crazy to see, just because it's so makeshift. People actually always go against the rules and you shouldn't be allowed to get through this gate, but people have been ripping down parts of the gate, and then the government's been coming back and trying to put things up to stop people getting in there again, and then people will just destroy what the government's done, so they can still get through to the other neighborhood. Just behind me is a quarantine tent, and basically what happens is when you go into any buildings like malls where you get lots of people going in and out all day, there's always guards there, and you've got to show your health code to be allowed into the building, and then you have to do a temperature check. If you have a high temperature in China, by law you have to go to the hospital. If you're found to have a high temperature, they'll put you in a quarantine tent. An ambulance will come and take you straight to the hospital. Just behind me here is a metro station here in Shenzhen. Now you have to show your green code to be allowed on it. If you haven't had a COVID test, you won't be allowed on the metro system. This has been a reaction to only a few cases. I think it's been under 100 in Shenzhen. In Guangzhou it's a little bit worse, but obviously it's a massive reaction. As well, to try and curb the amount of infections that are brought into the country from abroad, China's put a ban on all foreign nationals entering China from abroad, apart from some workers, and any Chinese nationals or anybody returning from abroad has to quarantine at a quarantine hotel. So what do I think about the regulations in place to stop COVID-19 in China? I think it's a necessary thing. It's definitely something you can live with. Of course, like having your rights suppressed a little bit is a little bit difficult to bear, but it's a lot better than other countries, so you have to be very thankful for that.